What's up, y'all? It's your girl August, and it's Sunday, my favorite day of the week, because that means it's time for some soul food. Today, we're going to be making smothered chicken, one of my favorites. So for this recipe, I'm going to be using bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. I love using that because they're super juicy, and they really hold the flavor very well. First, I like to prep my chicken, so I cleaned off my chicken, and now we're going to pat dry it. You want to make sure it's very dry because you want to get a nice sear on the chicken. So now I'm just going in with this dry rub mixture that I made. It's just Cajun seasoning, garlic powder, salt, pepper, and some smoked paprika. Ooh. They say, I'm about to sneeze. They say it's not seasoned if you ain't sneezing, and this is about to make me sneeze. Oh my goodness. So you just want to rub that in, really rub it into the chicken. And don't forget, the full recipe with all the measurements is on my blog. The link is in the description, okay? All right, and over here we have all of our ingredients for our delicious smothered gravy, okay? First, you're gonna need some chicken broth. I like to use the Better Than Bouillon chicken broth and just mix it with a little hot water. We're gonna use some fresh thyme just for some like brightness and herbs to the dish. We have our flour. This is our thickening agent, and it's gonna make the sauce, super creamy. We have our heavy cream here, and we have our onions. I like to use yellow onions in this recipe and thinly slice them, and I just have them covered because onions make your girl cry. Okay, they make my eyes burn. They make your girl cry, so we gotta keep them covered until it's time to use them. And then we have over here just a few more seasonings. You don't need too much because we're using onions, garlic, butter. All of this is gonna make such a delicious base on its own. And the chicken broth has salt and other seasonings in it, so you don't need too much. So it's just smoked paprika, some onion powder, and red pepper flakes for a little bit of heat. So now that we have all our ingredients together, we're gonna head over to the stove and get to cooking. All right, so I'm going in with just a little bit of olive oil. You do not need too much because the chicken has a lot of fat on it and will render a lot of heat on its own. So now I'm gonna add the chicken thighs one by one, skin side down. So you just wanna put it in gently, and we're gonna let this sear for about, let's say like 4 to 5 minutes until it's nice and golden brown on one side. And then we're gonna flip it. Ooh, and then we're gonna flip it and sear it on the other side. We're just searing. We are not cooking all the way through, okay? All right, now it's time to flip it. And this is what you're looking for. Nice, golden, and crispy. So now we're gonna cook it on this side for a few minutes as well. All right, now you just have to remove this from the pan, and then we're gonna get ready for our broth. Just wanna take it out and set it on the side. Okay, to the same pan, you're gonna add some butter. And don't be alarmed by the little burnt bits on the bottom. The technical term for this is called font, okay? And that is a lot of flavor, and it's gonna come off once we get to making the broth. All right, now we're gonna go in with our onions, okay? And you wanna just begin stirring these around occasionally for a few minutes until they become a little translucent and start to soften and caramelize up. And I just love the aroma of this, and they're gonna really just melt down in this dish, and this is where a lot of the flavor comes in. Look at that, it's already picking up all of that seasoning on the pan. So we're gonna let this stay here for about a few minutes. I'm probably gonna stir it every couple of minutes, and I like to do this on medium heat. All right, so this is what we're looking for with our onions. They're starting to sweat, they're getting really soft, and they shrunk up a lot in size, right? So now we're gonna go in with some garlic, and we're gonna just let this cook for about 30 seconds. And you just want to stir it around, really get the aroma from the garlic mixed up in there. Now we're gonna gradually add in our flour. And by gradually, I mean just a little bit at a time. This is where people tend to mess up a lot when they're making smothered chicken or any type of like gravies or gumbo base, even a roux for mac and cheese. Just, you wanna take your time. I'm gonna reduce the heat to medium low and just keep stirring that. Keep stirring that so you don't see any more white. And we have to cook it for a few minutes to get that raw flavor out of the flour, okay? And it's gonna start to get really thick and you might start to panic, but don't worry. It's all gonna come together once we start adding in some liquid. So I added a little bit more of the flour. We're gonna just keep doing the same thing. And you wanna make sure it's on medium low or low, just so you do not burn this. You do not wanna burn it, okay? Just take your time, see? It's not that hard. Now we're gonna put the last bit of flour and then just continue to do the same thing, okay? Should be good. It's thick, but we're gonna go in now. We're gonna go in now with our chicken broth and we're gonna gradually add this in too. So I'm gonna put in about half of it, all right? And you wanna whisk this together, all right? And keep whisking, and the objective here is for it to get thick and for there to be no clumps. You do not want any flour clumps in your smothered chicken gravy. If you did the first part when we put the flour in right, then there should be no clumps, okay? And just keep whisking that on up. You see how it's thickening? All right. So I'm liking how this looks right now. So I'm gonna go in and add a little bit more of the chicken broth. All right. Keep stirring that up. And this is the color that you're looking for. So when you're putting the flour in, you want to make sure that the white is cooked out too, just so you get like a deeper color for your smothered chicken. Now we're gonna go in and add the remaining chicken broth, and then by now I don't have to do too much whisking because it's all incorporated very well. Okay, and right here is where I like to go in with my heavy cream and then turn the heat up to like medium high, okay? Whisk that all together. And this is gonna deepen in color and it's gonna really reduce once we add in the chicken and let everything cook together. Lastly, you wanna go in with your seasonings. I like to use the paprika because it really adds some extra color too, and some fresh thyme. Oh man, it's gonna be so good. Okay, now that that's mixed together, we're gonna add the chicken back in the pan. So now I'm just putting the chicken back into the pan and really, you know, trying to nestle it in there, the gravy. Now, I only used 4 pieces of chicken here. They're pretty large because it's just my husband and I in the house. But this recipe, you should be able to make up to like 6 pieces of chicken, okay? Now I'm gonna just spoon a little bit of it on top. And once this whole thing starts bubbling up, boiling, I'm gonna reduce the heat to medium low, and we're gonna let it simmer for about 25 to 30 minutes or until it's cooked through. It needs to be 165 degrees internally. But what I really love about dark meat, like chicken thighs, is that you could kind of overcook it and it'll still be juicy. So if you're one of those people that are iffy with cooking times, don't worry. You should not be overcooking the chicken thighs. It'll still come out perfect. All right, this is what it looks like when it's done. The chicken has shrunk in size a bit. We have a nice thick gravy that formed. And once it cools, it's gonna thicken up even more. Just look at that. Yes. All right, so we got our smothered chicken here. I plated it. I made some white rice to go with it and green beans. You can also do mashed potatoes. Just you want to make something that, you know, could soak up that gravy. You know what I mean? Okay. Now let's dig in. Oh, yeah. Yep, that's juicy right there and tender. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tune in for more Soul Food Sundays with your girl August. Now let's get into this.